What's going on, guys? Welcome back for yet another episode. Today I've got something really special planned for y'all. It is my favorite fall dish that you could possibly make this time of year. It is sausage stuffed acorn squash, and it's just the perfect thing to kind of bring in the season. So in order to prepare, let's take a look at our ingredients before we get cooking. First and foremost, we've got acorn squash. Go figure. These, you can cut them two ways. You can either go how I did it, which is top to bottom, or you can go horizontal. I recommend top to bottom. It's a lot easier to get the stuffing out inside, and I think they cook a little better this way. Then after that, I have half of a yellow onion chopped, and then on top of that, in the same bowl here, is one whole apple. I don't actually know what kind of apple it is. It was sweet. It's not sour or anything like that. I don't know. I think it might have been ambrosia, but it doesn't really matter as long as it's a sweet variety. Then we have 8 ounces of just regular white cap mushrooms that you'd find at any grocery store. And then with that, I have 3 garlic cloves. I put that all into my food processor, grinded it up really, really fine because I want the mushrooms and everything to just kind of melt into the background, really. Then the star of the show, really, is our sausage. Sweet Italian sausage. You can absolutely do spicy. You can do chicken sausage, turkey sausage, you name it. It's kind of your preference. Whatever you can find, whatever you like, go with that. This week, all I could find was sweet Italian pork sausage. That's what we're going with. Then I just have salt and pepper for seasoning. And then this is our seasoning mixture that includes 1 teaspoon of ground sage, 1 teaspoon of ground thyme, 1 teaspoon of ground clove, and 1 teaspoon of allspice. And then last but not least, we just have some olive oil, and that's going to be used for kind of coating our acorn squash before the oven and for cooking all of the stuff in our pot. So that's it. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into it. First things first, before you do anything else, get the oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, or otherwise you're going to be waiting around for a while. After you do that, we're going to come over to the acorn squash because these need to kind of get roasting first before we do anything else. You're going to take your olive oil, kind of put a little glug in the center of each one of them. Doesn't need to be a lot because we're going to kind of massage it through, and we don't want them to be oily and gross. And then following the oil, you're going to take a pinch of kosher salt and the pepper that we've already prepared, kind of drop it into each one. Again, don't need to go crazy here, but we want enough that we're going to be able to cover all the surface of the exposed squash. Okay. Now, you take it, you kind of just take your hands and just kind of start massaging it from the inside out. Make sure you get all the surface area that you can find. Get the rim like this as well. You may be able to give another sprinkle of salt and pepper if you feel like it needs it, but I think we're fine with just a pinch in each one. And then just go through and follow the same thing with every single one of these until you're ready. All right, now we've got all 6 of our halves lubed up. Let's get them on into the oven. They're going in at 400 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes until the actual squash meat itself is nice and tender. You're going to place them in the middle of the oven, try to get the baking rack not towards the top, and you're going to have the cut side up. That looks honestly perfect. That's the right amount of color we're looking for. We actually may want to drop the heat down just a smidge while we let this brown. Gonna drop it down to medium. Starting to get a little dry in the pan, so I'm gonna go in with our veggies. This is going to be our half an onion and apple. And then this is going to be our mushroom and our garlic. I'm gonna give everything a good mix to combine. The veggies are gonna release a ton of water. That's why you kind of want them in before the meat is done, just because if you wait till the meat's all the way done, you're going to be overcooking the meat while the veggies release all the water. So you can cover it if you want to speed the cooking process up, but we're trying to release the water, not trap it in. So while covering it will probably speed up the cooking process a smidge, we do not want to prolong the amount of time that we need to get the water off of everything. All right, I'm not sure if you guys can see it too well, but we got a bunch of water pooling up back here. That's a good thing. That means our veggies are releasing their water. We just need it to kind of cook off and evaporate. So that's gonna probably take another 5 to 10 minutes. That's okay. Okay guys, it's really releasing its liquid now. This is the perfect time to add in our spice mixture. We kind of want it to almost boil into the ingredients. So doing it after the liquid has already evaporated is not really beneficial for us. So go in with it now, give it a really good mix to combine so that it's well combined. And then let this bad boy just finish releasing its water. All right guys, this is the point where there actually is still some liquid in the bottom of the pot here. I'm actually gonna turn the heat off all the way. It's still gonna carry over cook, but we still have a little bit of time on our squash before it's done, and it does need to go in here, and I kind of wanted to absorb some of those delicious flavors too. So I want some liquid left. So let's turn the heat off, let it rest, and then once the squash is good, we'll scoop some out, throw it in there, and then move on to the next step. This step is completely optional. You don't need to do it, but cheese makes everything better. So we're gonna top each one of these with a little bit of sharp cheddar, and it's store-bought. If you want to be authentic and homemade, freshly shredded cheddar is gonna be better, but this is all I've got right now, so that's what we're going with. All right, perfect. Our oven is still on 400 degrees. They're gonna go right back in for about 15 more minutes or so. If the cheese is starting to get burnt before then, take them on out, because remember, everything inside is already cooked. All right, 15 minutes is up. We are out of the oven. Let's get some onto a plate. All right, guys, it's no surprise to me. I've made this recipe a ton, but let's give it a taste. It's amazing every year. The one thing that always stands out to me is that little small amount of seasoning blend that I add there. The allspice especially just really combines with all the flavors, and it really pushes through everything. And it's just such a good fall dish. I really hope you guys give it a try. If you do, let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It would help the channel a ton, and I would really appreciate it. And without that, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.